Hypixel Skyblock is a game all about left-clicking. Whether you're some PvP god who knows what W-tap means, or a 1 CPS Bed Wars god, you're at an even playing field when it comes to Hypixel Skyblock. So when it comes to Hypixel Skyblock, what really matters is the impact a single left click has, and what better way to increase that than with Combat XP. Combat XP is a skill that most people focus on, as it applies a base plus 4% modifier to damage per level, as well as a 1% critical chance. If you didn't already know this, Combat XP levels are the secret way to dealing the most damage, as even an increase of 4 levels provides a greater boost to damage than the upgrade from an AUTD to a Midas Sword. The extra critical chance also frees up one talisman that can be reforged to deal a higher DPS instead of wastefully boosting your crit chance. Okay, great, Combat XP good, I got it. Everyone knows this, what else is new? Jeez, shut up, okay. But you wanna know the best way to grind it, right? Luckily, for your lazy ass, I tried 5 different methods, so you don't have to. But everyone already knows that it's just— Shut up, literally no one asked. To make the tests fair, all of them were performed using a level 60-ish wolf pet, combat boost 3 potion, and a Viking steer. Although the wolf's pets leveled up through these tests, it was not enough to offset the rankings of any of these methods by any significant amount. In order from worst to best, the worst of my tests turned out to be the spooky event strategy. Initially, I thought the night skeletons and castle walls would make for a good source of combat XP, as they were an easy way to achieve 2400 candy solo during the spooky event. However, I couldn't have been more wrong. In the end, I could earn a horrible amount of just 36,803 combat XP per hour. The next method was a common method to earn profit, at least before the Bazaar update, doing tier 3 Tarantula Slayers. I actually had high hopes for this one before starting, but it quickly became apparent that this method was not the way to go, and it was especially annoying given how Tarantula bosses love falling down holes and targeting every other player except for yourself. Overall, I could earn around 61,422 combat XP per hour, still significantly better than the spooky event strategy. Surprisingly, farming zealots and other ended creatures, great video on that before if you haven't seen it, was nowhere near as good at grinding combat XP as I had first thought. I guess you think these numbers seem much higher after murdering 30,000 of them, huh? However, the method has its merits. As previously mentioned, you can expect to earn around 2 million coins every hour of doing this, which can pay for a wolf pet or boost potions that were otherwise unable to afford. Although I assume you already have these if you are interested in combat grind. Even so, if you want to earn money and still increase your combat level, this is definitely the way to go. From an hour of sweaty grinding with a speed 8 and young armor, I amassed a grand total of 115,452 combat XP across an hour of murdering anything that moves in the end. Could you earn more from not using XP boost potions and using pure speed, rabbit, and spirit? I'd love if somebody else could test that and leave their results in the comments. Another surprisingly strong contender was the Revenant Horror Slayer. If you're a newer player and need combat XP but can't afford to summon the boss, or unable to beat a tier 3, you don't even need to do that to gain ridiculously high amount of combat XP without leaving the hub. If you have a rank on the server, which you absolutely should buy, Simon is deleting all the profits to COVID-19 relief this month, you can join a private lobby and not have to contend with the other people in the lobby. Assuming you can beat the Revenant tier 3s quickly, around 1 minute and 10 seconds for me, you'll find yourself earning around 191,966 combat XP per hour. Definitely the best method if you don't have the money to afford the later method. Finally, at the top, there are gassed minions. It is not always the best. However, as you need enough minion slots to take this better than the Revenant Horror method mentioned previously, if you are using tier 5 gas minions, which I used in my test, you need 18 or more minion slots. If you do not have 18 minion slots, I strongly suggest you unlock at least the 20th slot, as it is not too expensive and the payoffs in terms of collection and passive income from minions is immense either way. For this test, I had 22 minion slots, each running a foul flesh in a grinder, as you can see here. It is important to note that a weapon with cleave enchant cannot be used in this method, because even 10 months after release, the Cleave enchant still does not correctly award combat XP for kills, because this server was toaded by monkeys. Just kidding, Simon, I love you, please release dungeons, it's so. Because of this, I recommend using any fishing rod and changing your keybind for use to be the spacebar, as clicking is effort. Do not use the pufferfish hat either, as that also does not currently count XP if two entities die on the same tick. Another footnote, this method is not as efficient as the Revenant horrors if you cannot afford to use foul flesh in every minion. From an hour of grinding, I earned 239,045 combat XP, which is by far the best of any of these methods, or about 10,866.01 XP per minion, if you would like to calculate this value for your own number of slots. Yes, you got clickbait, thanks for the views. Well, that is the highest theoretical value if you use 24 tier 11 cast minions, each with a foul flesh and the hunter rank talisman that provides a boost of 5% combat XP alongside a level 100 wolf pet. According to my probably wrong calculations, you could expect around 393,893 combat XP per hour if you were some sort of super rich person. But then again, I have better things to be spending my money on.